that I must have met you in a past life. Got my heart on the floor, go slow. Keep me falling for you all night. Tell me now, you're the one I've been dreaming about for my whole life. Had you on my mind, oh. Hear the sound of your voice in the crowd, calling my name, yeah, you captivate, oh. You captivate me. Cover me in a dream of love. You're pulling on my sanity, it does seems. I need you next to me, can't get enough. I don't wanna miss your energy. So tell me now, you're the one I've been dreaming about for my whole life. Had you on my mind, oh. Hear the sound of your voice in the crowd, calling my name, yeah, you captivate, oh. You captivate me, you captivate me, baby. Ooh, it's almost too much to take, baby.
Captivate me. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome once, welcome twice, welcome 3 times. I'm super excited to see you all today. This is Chanel, the founder and CEO of Mentor Me Collective. I see you all in the chat. Atlanta is in the house. Ghana is in the house. I think I saw Nigeria as well. Please let us know where you all are tuning in from. As you all know, Mentor Me Collective is a global nonprofit, global technical institute that serves over 120 countries around the world, including obviously the US as well. So it's super exciting. I see Kenya, California, South Africa. What's up? Nigeria, more California. Okay, shout out to you. Morocco was in the building. Uganda is in the Eswandi. I hope I'm saying that right. Y'all gotta get me together. Ghana, India. We're so excited. We're so excited to see you all. If you all are excited about today's workshop, let me see some fire emojis in the chat. Baby, listen, we outside. New York, we outside, baby. Today is the day where the Knicks are going to continue to win these games against the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm a huge Knicks fan, so shout out to Knicks Tape. Hashtag Knicks Tape. We outside. We outside. We not in Colorado, baby. We outside. Pull up on the block. And let me not do too much. I'm doing too much already. Anywho, we from New York, baby. We from New York. Super excited to see you all. Yeah, I see Philly. Okay. Oh, not Philly trying to get crazy with us. I see Egypt. I see Italy. Italy is in the building. I'm trying to make my way over to Italy. Y'all pray for me. Help me, okay? It's given. We got to get ourselves over there to Italy, okay? Because, honey, they're doing good things over there. Moving along strong. I'm super excited to see y'all. Egypt, I see you again, Egypt. What's up? What's good? What's popping? What it is, what it ain't, what it can't be. I'm over here sounding like Cam Newton for those of you who. Anyway, I ain't gonna do too much there. But I love sports, that you all can see. But I'm super excited. I love you all, and I love to teach. I love to share wisdom, knowledge, education, and that's exactly why we're here today. Welcome to Workshop Wednesdays with myself, Chanel Power, on behalf of Mentor Me Collective. Today, we are going to talk about how we can bring your idea into an AI product, an AI-powered product. It's all about building sustainable, portfolio-ready solutions. And we're going to talk about 2 tools, actually a couple of tools, but 2 main tools is what we're going to be highlighting today. Google AI Studio, because I know we started a little bit of that last week, right? But we didn't get a chance to get into it. We didn't get a chance to really get into it. So we're going to get into it today. And then, of course, we're going to talk about NVIDIA. Y'all, as you all could probably see and just know, NVIDIA is literally taking over the world, right? And baby, they're not going to take over the world without us being a part of it, okay? So it's very much given. We need to understand what the people is doing out here in these streets. So I want to make sure that you all, again, are not only the elite 495, but the elite leaders of the world, the next world, the free world. And in order to do that, you all need to know what's going on. So before we dive, yes, we coming along strong, okay? Before we dive into all of that, there are 2 QR codes on the screen. One is our workshop overview. This is literally just going to give you an overview of what we're going to get into today. The second one is our guide, because anything that we do, we want to make sure that we do it excellently and that you can continue to do. You can continue to build on your own as well. So please make sure that you scan these QR codes or take a screenshot so that you all can come back to this later on. All right. Are we ready? Are we pumped? Are we ready to move along strong? Let me see if we're ready to move along strong. Let me see some running emojis in the chat. That's one of my favorite emojis, like the person running, and then I put like a wind emoji behind it to show like we outside, like we really moving. You know what I'm saying? So if we're outside and we're ready to move, drop some emojis in the chat. We're gonna go ahead and get started. All right, moving along strong. Listen, I want you all to know that you do not need a computer science degree to build with AI. Okay, and the reality is, listen, the way the world is moving, the way these job roles are becoming super competitive, it's important for you to make sure that you are always on the up and up. They always say that the cream rises to the top, right? And so I want for you all to be able to do that. So it's no longer about a regular applicant who relies on their credentials, tell the employers what they've done, and then also just goes ahead and applies to these open roles. No, we need you all to shift your mindset into the builder mindset. Okay, you need to make sure that there's space for you to communicate on your resume that you have shipped products. You need to be able to show the employees how you think. And of course, we want to make sure that there's space for you to show the proof of work, because what? Mastery is always the credential. It is not a race, it's not a gender, it's not an orientation. If you are the best, if you are undeniably the choice, they cannot deny you because of all these other labels that society puts on you. So here at Mentor Me Collective, we strip ourselves of the labels and we allow our mastery to be the only point of contact that is discussed, okay? So again, you do not need a computer science degree to now build with AI and build AI. All you need is a problem worth solving. And I'm super excited to talk about how we can do that today. So it doesn't matter if you're in marketing, it doesn't matter if you're in UX design, it doesn't matter if you're a project manager, it doesn't matter if you are in IT automation or cybersecurity or data analytics. At any given point, anyone should be able to build a project or projects that showcases their value. So make sure, because I'm literally about to get into it. If you know of an auntie, cousin, brother, sister, friend that you think would really value and really be able to take heed or take notice, and honestly take this content and be able to apply it to their lives, please let them know. Let them know that we are live. We are live. We are live. And they can join us. They can join us as well. All right. It's super important that when you are building these projects as well, right? So now that we know that we're builders, now that we know that we're building projects, now that we know that it's no longer just the resume that we're focusing on, it's important for you to think about sustainable solutions. We are not just building projects that are note takers, that are world clocks, that are alarm, like all of this foolishness, okay? We need to build projects that showcase that you have the vision for the future and also that the future is sustainable. So what does this look like? It needs to encompass 3 different categories. You need to lean into product sense. What real problem does this solve for a local small business or your personal workflow or in general in the world, right? The other aspect of this, when it comes to UX experience, is it intuitive? Does it reduce a barrier or save time for the end user? The end user, anyone who is obviously going to be adopting this project or this technology. And then the last aspect, but never least, is does it create value that lasts? That's that sustainable part, right? Can this value translate into an economic value, right? And so what does that look like? It needs to be, or you can think about it as being rooted in the UN Sustainable Goal 8 and 9, which promotes inclusive economic growth and, of course, innovation. So it's super important. Your technology should not just be built. You should not just build technology just for the sake of it. Your project should not just be built for the sake of it, but we need to build to solve. And that is where any employer, any hiring manager, any recruiter will be able to see that you are not only an investment, but you are critical to their mission and moving it forward. Now, of course, there are jargons or technical jargon that we all have to navigate in this space. And I really want to change this or create space for us to think about how do we talk about this in just plain English. So you may have heard or may not have heard of an API, which is an application programming interface. That's literally just like, I like to call it a digital bridge. It basically connects, it's almost like they say here, an invisible wire that allows your app to talk to different things. So you can talk to Google, you can talk to NVIDIA, you can talk to whatever platform that you need to talk to. But again, an API is basically a wire. It's a key that allows you to unlock communication. The next thing, you probably have heard this as well with prompt engineering. This is just context design. So honestly, prompt engineering is testing the way that we communicate. So if you want to, if this says like context design, you can even call it communication design. So how are we making sure that AI, this AI engine, understands who are they supposed to mimic? What are the specific rules or guardrails set in place? And then there should be boundaries so that it knows how to behave, whether it's like a hired expert or again, any other kind of personality you want to give it, but definitely not a generic chatbot. Okay. And the last thing that we're going to lean into is just API keys and secrets. Anyway, I'm doing the most. API keys and secrets is literally your VIP badge. So it's like a private, secure password or passcode, excuse me, that proves to the servers that you have permission to use these specific AI engines or any other, again, like API specifically. So everyone, you're able to generate a key. You have a key, you can leverage that within your projects, and we'll talk about that a little bit more today. All right. The first tool that we're going to get into that we talked a little bit about yesterday, or not yesterday, child. That's how you know I'm in a, you know what, Lord, we're moving along strong. Last week is Google AI Studio. And this is like Google's incredible tool that allows you to leverage and use Gemini models to really build incredible project that you can launch and also attach and upload to your GitHub as well. So we can call this like our workspace. Again, it's in the browser. It's completely free. And I hope that all of you have already begun or have already created your Gmail accounts. If you don't have one, this is definitely necessary for you today, for you to be able to use the Google AI Studio. The advantage about Studio is super cool because you don't have to install anything. There aren't any servers that you have to connect to. All you need to do really is just type, test, and really paste any of your project code, any prompts into the interface, and you will begin to see your projects or anything honestly come to life. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. The last thing that I want to talk about when it comes to Google AI Studio, it is a superpower. So it has multimodal capability. What does that mean? Can somebody put in the chat what multimodal capability means? Hashtag multimodal. And I'm going to give you all some time to respond in the chat as I continue to talk. So you'll see at the far right-hand side here, it does label the prompt. It does label like how we can get the code and also labels which models that you can actually select with Gemini. But it's super cool. And again, like I said, we're going to definitely get into that today as well. So I see some hashtag multimodals in the chat, but what does multimodal mean? What does multimodal mean? Okay, I see some folks in the chat. AI can learn from different models. Okay, love that. Love that, love that. What else does it mean? It can perform a lot of operations excellently. Love that. Can work with different media, images, text, video. Love that. Love that. And some other folks said different AI models. Love that too. Yes, hashtag multimodal. So yes, all of those things are correct. However, I love this definition here. A multimodal capability is an AI system's ability to process, understand, and generate information using multiple types of data, such as text, images, audio, video, and sensory input, simultaneously. So shout out to you, Madam Avanita. I hope I'm saying that right, but shout out to you for this incredible, incredible definition. Awesome. So the second tool that we're going to leave into today is actually NVIDIA's NIM. And NVIDIA's NIM, N-I-M, I don't want to tell you all that too. What does that mean? Does anybody know what NIM stands for? What does NIM stand for? And we can all Google it too. I just want to make sure that I don't tell you all everything, right? Because we are excellent developers and technologists. So what does NIM stand for NVIDIA's NIM? I see some stuff coming through in the chat. All right, I see some hashtag NIM. What else? I'll give you some time to respond. But this is our heavyweight engine. So honestly, NVIDIA has done some incredible work to make sure that they are creating space for individuals who are enthusiasts. And honestly, I really feel like this is where the world is going, period, moving forward. But open source models, open source access to models from the open source space. And so the power behind it is that you have access to the world's most powerful open source AI models. Nemotron is NVIDIA's native model, but there are other models that you can also access as well. I think they have over 150 plus models that you can access. And on the free tier, you have access to, I think, about over 80 plus models. So it's super cool. Anywhere from like Meta's models with Llama, I think Mizrael, I'm trying to think, DeepSeek. There's so many models that NVIDIA has taken like almost like the core structure of a model from that parent company, and they've basically fine-tuned it and optimized it to work on their hardware. So it's super cool, super exciting. And again, for those of you all, yes, shout out to you, Bree. Yes, NVIDIA's inference microservices. Love that. So in order for you all to now have, or I should say, like build incredible technology, leveraging again these optimized models, NVIDIA is making it super easy for you to do. Previously, it was super expensive and also was very gate kept. But shout out to NVIDIA for opening up the floodgates, honey, and letting it rain on the future of technology, and especially obviously with us. So if you haven't already done so, please make sure that you go to build.nvidia.com. This is their developer program website that will allow you to have, again, your own login, but also you have the ability to generate keys to leverage these models as well. And super exciting. I've been building myself with this technology, and it has been game changing. So definitely want to encourage you all to lean into that. Awesome. So again, the advantage behind this is all about enterprise grade AI horsepower. So we're no longer leaning into, we don't want to say basic. Well, you know what? We're going to say basic. We don't want to be basic, okay? We want the best of the best. And honestly, NVIDIA is literally leading the charts in that. It literally has unmatched capability, not only for generative text, for complex reasoning, and also specialized tasks. I think, honestly, I might even be underselling it, because the kinds of models, the kinds of access that you have from healthcare perspective to vision perspective with computer vision to robotics as well. They're even doing some incredible work in the supply chain arena. I mean, it's crazy, and it goes crazy. So please make sure that you, yes, hashtag never basic, okay? So please make sure that you check that out. And of course, we're gonna talk about that at a high level today. Also, the last thing that I really love about it is that it uses an OpenAI compatible format. So you can literally call these world-class models with just a single line of code entirely for free. You don't have to have these long scripts or additional documentations or blah 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 in your projects anymore. It literally is just available with just an API key. And honestly, NVIDIA has a very generous free tier as well for you to be able to prototype with as well. So yeah, shout out to NVIDIA. Okay. Now, what does this look like when we are matching this? Google AI Studio and NVIDIA together. So Google AI Studio will be our brain. It will help us obviously with generating code and things like that. It can do all these other things too, like again, from a multimodal perspective, like with inputs and understanding. And again, this is our prototyping space. We are prototyping with Google AI Studio. So again, it will generate code. We have the ability to add some prompts there. We have the ability to interact with them with the interface. However, with NVIDIA, it's going to supercharge. It's going to give us that muscle. It's very much giving, we've been at the gym. Like, you know what I mean? We haven't missed no days at the gym, like summer is coming. And NVIDIA is that girl. So of course, we'll leverage it for generation and deep reasoning today, but you can actually leverage NVIDIA to do, like, again, their API key to do so many things across various models for your specific use case. And if you are unsure or like still feeling maybe a little apprehensive around like where to start, I want to encourage you all, because honestly, I was a little scared of NVIDIA too. I was scared. I saw all these different names and acronyms and alphanumeric sequences. And I said, Lord God, can I do it? But the Lord said, I give you strength, honey. Honey, I've given you strength to do all things. So I say all that to say, I took some time to overcome my fear, right? Overcome my fear. And from there, I was able to just dive in. And so I want you, basically this series or these last couple of workshops, I want you all to know that anyone and everyone can build with AI, and that AI is for everyone. So I want you all to know that it is easy for you all to just get your hands dirty, just have to try, and you just have to show up, okay? So we're gonna use Google to understand the user's input, and we're gonna route the deep generation of content, context, all the things with NVIDIA's API key and their models, okay? Now, modern production studio requires so many different things. You have to use VS Code, you have to be in Terminal, you have to have these different databases set up. But now, today, I'm focusing on just the core of what you need to know. And of course, depending on how inquisitive you are, you can dive deeper. So first, we're gonna identify a real problem that someone within your personal ecosystem or your role would be able to solve, or can use AI to help solve, right? AI is all about making things better, working smarter, not harder, and being productive. And how can we build something that allows us to do that? The second thing that we're going to obviously move into is like, how do we leverage, or how do you say, how do we identify that problem and now formulate it into a prompt that we can now leverage and put into AI Studio to build? And then obviously we're going to unlock the superpower of NVIDIA, and we're going to add that to secrets. I'll show you what that looks like as well. And then again, because Google AI Studio is super cool, we have the ability to literally connect your GitHub directly in AI Studio. So again, it makes it frictionless, super frictionless. And so now you have your first project, or I don't know if you guys already have projects, but let's say your first project with us now stored there. And another thing that I really want you all to know, especially for those of you who are our Grow with Google scholars, I want you all to begin thinking about how to leverage this technology when you all enter into your build phase, right? When we get into those cross-functional groups where you have someone who's in marketing, someone who's in design, someone who is on the back end with IT automation, cybersecurity, and data analytics, and also project management, how can you all work together to build an incredible product within your own superpower, right? Leveraging AI. So it's super important for us to think about cross-functional collaboration, and also outside of the cross-functional collaboration, cross-functional output, okay? Amazing. So let's move along strong. Awesome. So now we're gonna dive into it. We're gonna do some demo later on. I just wanna kind of walk you all through each step that we're gonna talk about later on, okay? And this is just like a simple use case here. I do want to make sure that you all are still with me. So please give me a thumbs up in the chat if you are still rocking with me. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Also, if you are on YouTube, give this video a thumbs up. There's only 6 people that thumbs up this video. That is trifling. Not with all the work that we out here about to tell you and do. Honey, thumbs up this video. Like this video if you're on YouTube. If you're on LinkedIn, please feel free to react on LinkedIn as well. But I'm gonna take a moment. I'm gonna take a moment until we get to maybe about 50 thumbs ups or likes on the video, okay? And all you gotta do is just click the little thumbs up where it says, I like this. It has a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Click the thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? We rebuke the thumbs down. let's click the thumbs up. So I'm gonna just take a moment to gather myself. Okay, bam. I just refreshed it, honey, and there we are at 68. But I know there's 191 of y'all in here, so let's not be ghetto. Let's not be, you know what I'm saying, takers. We are here to share with the peoples. So yes, go ahead and thumbs up this video. Thanks again so very much for that. All right, moving along strong, officially diving into our use case or our case study for the day before we dive into some demo. So let's say there is a local bakery in your neighborhood. Let's say, for instance, what's my favorite bakery here in New York? Magnolia, but Magnolia, they don't need no help with us when it comes to marketing. Oh, you know what? I know one. Buttercup Bake Shop. So Buttercup Bake Shop is one of my I grew up on Buttercup Bake Shop. They've been around for years. Honestly, I think they started around the time Magnolia did, but Magnolia just got, see, more marketing, more publicity. Moving along strong. Let's say this local bakery, Buttercup Bake Shop, is struggling to write daily engaging social media posts, right? Say you and your cross-functional group were thinking about how in the world can we empower Buttercup Bake Shop to get to the right folks and be able to put their messages on social media. So boom, we have an IT help desk. There's a IT help desk that is drowning also in repetitive password reset tickets. Now, again, we may look at this as, wow, these are, of course, everyday things that people are going through that, man, these are problems. But we want to think about how in the world, in our neighborhood, in our ecosystems, in our community, how can we eliminate these bottlenecks? And especially, like I said, within our own way, in our own facets. So this is basically the product formula, or I would say like our prompt formula. You want to define your scope in one sentence before you even build. So let's say I am building a content calendar, right, for the bakery, a 30-day content calendar that would help Buttershop Bake Shop or Buttercup Bake Shop. Look at me, alliteration. Anyway, that will help this bakery solve their social media, their daily social media engagement, issue, something like that, right? You can also do something similar, obviously, if you were in like IT help desk and all that kind of stuff. Now that we know that, we want to go now to Google AI Studio. And of course, in AI Studio, there's various different spaces. We're going to be in the build space. We're not going to be in playgrounds. I'll show you all what that looks like in a second. But from this space, we want to go ahead and provide, obviously, the foundation project shell. We want to take that prompt or maybe that grounding message. We can now go to, before we go to Google AI Studio, we can leverage Gemini as well if you want to refine. There we go. That's the word, Jesus. If we want to refine our prompt for specifically using Google AI Studio, remember I showed you that last week. Literally, you have your statement. Give me a prompt that I can input into Google AI Studio that would, create X project. And obviously it would do that. And then from there, it does have the ability for you to iterate in real time. You, again, can leverage whichever Gemini model you'd like. You have the ability to use Flash, Lite, and or Pro models. I think we're at 2.5 now or 2.0, I forget. But you can leverage those. And then, of course, as you are interacting with your app or your project, you have the ability to, improve it within the chat. Okay, so this is literally the foundation of vibe coding. Now, outside of that, we want to make sure that we power our app, our project with the best, right? When you're driving your Mercedes, you don't want to put regular. You want to put in super. You want to put in the premium. So this is premium, right? Because you are a Mercedes. You are a Rolls Royce, okay? You are a Bentley. You are a Porsche. You are all of those things. And so how do we do that? We got to get it the right gas. And so we do that with the NVIDIA API key, which I said, again, it's super easy. I'll show you all how to do that. But again, we're going to take that API key. We're going to put it into the secrets aspect of Google AI Studio because we do not want you all to have your API key public. But we do want, when you launch this project, for it to be powered by that API key, and of course that AI. Okay, and of course now that means that all of the tools are talking to each other. It's in a safe environment, and of course that means that anything that is password protected remains that way too. That's right. Hashtag premium, not regular. I know that's right. Now, moving along strong, what does it look like for you to refine and prompt, especially when it comes to product sense? We're not just putting anything basic in this prompt, right? And that's why I said we should leverage Gemini to make sure that it is refined. We want to go from write a social media post for a bakery to you are an expert digital marketer, right? Because that's who you are if you are in marketing. Analyze this bakery's uploaded menu. And of course, you can ground it in the actual bakery's website. And you can say, write an engaging Instagram post that highlights seasonal ingredients, creates urgency, and drives weekend foot traffic, right? So this is literally specifically for one post. But again, we might want to think about how we can do this over a course of time, maybe 30 days or, X, Y, and Z. There's so many, different, how do you say, ways that we can create content. But, however your spirit is leading you. Now, as you can see, that goes from a generic low value output to now making sure that you have a high value and strategic valued output. Okay, so we don't just want a working app. We want to be able to have an app or a product that now is a solution, right? That is dynamic, it's sustainable, and it will be genuinely helpful. Step 5 is where we're going to take all of the work that we are creating in Google AI Studio, and we're going to obviously powered by Gemini and also the wonderful NVIDIA's NIM API key. And then from there, we want to make sure that we have the ability to upload it directly to GitHub. And this is what's going to allow us to do that. In AI Studio, you have the ability to do that. Also, I know that you have the ability to directly connect it to your GitHub, but you may have to use, or I haven't tested this out yet, but we can do it together where we can ask Gemini, we can ask Gemini in Google AI Studio to generate a README, that encompasses everything that you created with, AI Studio. Now, again, this is not for you to cheat. This is not for you to just start randomly building projects to look like, you are a senior developer and you don't know what in the world it generated. So it's super important as you all generating this, the code and the scripts, make sure that you go back and you ask it to annotate either with comments for each line or each code block so that you understand what specifically is happening. Now, if you are a non-technical individual, like a project manager, maybe you are in project manager. What was the other thing I want to say? Digital marketing or something like that, or in design, like you don't physically have to like touch any kind of code or create any formulas. That's okay. Again, still leverage the comments or leverage Gemini or any model that you in the future would leverage or use to create comments for you to understand what your specific tool is doing on the technical level. It's important for you to be able to communicate that to your hiring manager, to your recruiter, and also on your resume underneath your project section. Now, for those of you who are more technical, it is not enough for you to just be out here, leveraging one or two comments in your code and you don't understand fully the technical concepts. It's very important for you to be able to lean into that. And again, you can use Notebook LM to help you with generating said information. You can create mind maps, you can create slide decks as well. However, works for you, like whatever works for you when it comes to your learning style. If you're audio, if you're visual, if you're a mix of both, you have the ability to do all of that. Okay. So any questions about shipping to GitHub at all? Okay, I don't see any questions in the chat. Okay, so for those of you who are in our Grow with Google community and we have to take attendance, can you please put in the Grow with Google community SP26 channel in Slack that the attendance is not working? We'll be sure to drop that link for you, myself or Bright later on, because obviously right now I can't do that. All right, moving along strong. So, like I said earlier, AI is totally for everyone, and I want for all of you all who are scholars, or even if you're just viewing for the first time, we welcome you. But I want you all to know that you have the ability to leverage this to build incredible projects, not just for the build phase that will come with the cross-functional capacity, but also for your own selves, your own growth as well. So, if you're in marketing, you can literally tell Google AI Studio that you want to create a competitor messaging analyzer. So you have the ability to input, let's say, for instance, again, let's say like the bakery, right? You can take Magnolia's website and drop that in there. Maybe Magnolia's Instagram and drop that in there as a competitive. What other bakeries out there? Maybe like Paris Baguette. I know probably everybody know about Paris Baguette, but anyway, that's something that you can also do as well when it comes to competitors. And again, if anybody was to input that into the app, now from there it has the ability to now generate strategic variations based upon the audience and the personas of competitors. How cool is that to leverage AI to do that? And again, shout out to you, Hector, with the Paris Baguette. Now, if you are in IT support and maybe like ticket like classification is something that would be important for that specific role, you have the ability to create an AI powered solution to help analyze inbound help desk requests, and also categorize them by urgency and systems. Super, super important. Okay. And of course, again, you being able to show that you have product sense, business strategy, and also thinking about the user experience is so important because guess what? 90% of individuals are not. So that already puts you at the top 10%. And same thing, obviously, for data analytics and also UX design. You have the ability to do the same thing as well. Again, super important, and again, within your own scope of your role. So we're about to get into it. We're no longer leaning into theory, but we're gonna build. We're gonna put our fingers to the test and do some really cool demos. Excuse me. So before we jump in, I just want to make sure that everybody has, created their NVIDIA profile. Again, what you want to do is go to build. Hold on, let me make sure I put it in the chat. Build.nvidia.com. Very important. Make sure that you have created your profile there. Same thing for GitHub. It's super important for you to make sure that you have a GitHub as well. I believe it is github.com that you can go ahead and leverage here. I would encourage you to, use the same email that you did with, that's your Gmail account, that's your NVIDIA account, and also your GitHub. They should all have the same email. And also make sure that your email can take in, that it's not full, because some of y'all had full emails that was bouncing. Let's not do that. Okay. So let me just get some thumbs ups in the chat or some hearts, any kind of emojis to let me know that we're all ready to go. We're ready to move forward in the AI Studio, NVIDIA, and GitHub project. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Ooh. All right. Okay, I see thumbs coming in. We love to see it. I see some hearts. Okay. So we are starting in AI Studio. So I'm assuming that you all have this already open. Let's go ahead and make sure that we have this open. Actually, I probably should start first with where we need to actually make sure that you all have created your accounts. Hold on one second. Build. So I'm gonna go here first. Build.nvidia.com. So once you all have logged in or signed up, so I'm gonna go ahead and even log in myself. I think I hope they don't ask me for, you know what, I probably should. Hold on one second. Let's come back over here real quick because I don't know if it's going to ask me for sensitive information, right? Come on. Hashtag cybersecurity. So here we are. Okay, great. And we're back. This super quick. So once you are logged in, you should see like your little icon up here. It probably will take you through like obviously the different you know, creating a username and all that kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. Once you do that, you should see all the things down here, your API keys, your integrations, and all the cool things. And it also will tell you what your API limit is if you click on the upper right-hand corner, okay? The really cool thing about this is that you can discover and see all the different models that from the user inference endpoint space, again, any of the leading models, you can kind of see what's new, what kind of updates are there. And again, you'll notice that they have like different numbers here, which basically shows you what kind of what it can basically do, if that makes sense. So again, it's Omni, it's a voice language model. They have some video models and image to text models. They also have agentic models, code, you know what I mean? Like you can get a feel for what it will do, what it can do, all that kind of stuff. If you want to click on more models, you can also see this here too. And again, I want you all to be comfortable with it. Don't be scary, okay? Don't just create this and then you're scared to dive deep. Be inquisitive, okay? And you'll also see this new beta that they have here when it comes to Hugging Face and these specific models too. So, you know what I'm saying? Be explorative. Be explorative. You also have the ability to see, again, where the host models are coming from. So again, if they have models or if NVIDIA is showcasing that, hey, like we have some models that were published by Google, but again, they were fine-tuned by NVIDIA, you can go ahead and click on this too if you want to like filter out or if you only want specific NVIDIA models, you can. And then also for the hardware that you may want to be building for or building towards, you have the ability to do this here, but you don't have to worry about that today. We ain't worried about all of that. I just want you all to just get comfortable with exploring. So anyway, here we are. Now, in order to get your API key, you will need to come here. I'm not going to click on this because it probably will show you all my API keys, but again, for you all, you can do that here. All right, so just make sure that you're fully comfortable and confident. For GitHub, okay, this is just my personal one, but anyway, you want to make sure that you have your own GitHub. In the future, I think it's super important for you all to make sure that you have a really cool and dope profile. Make sure that you upload a picture, all that kind of stuff as well, and just add all the links. Also, obviously it will show like your commit history and things like that, but super important for you all to lean into this. And again, not to promo me, but I just want to make sure that you all feel comfortable and confident around seeing what it is for you to have like a really, not just strong, but personable. Let folks feel like they know you and they feel you and they, you know what I mean? They're getting an extension of you on your GitHub. All right, now officially, we're gonna dive into some incredible building. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? I'm gonna star your question, Hector. I'm gonna come back to that. Oh, okay, it's so good to see you, my love. Yes. Hold on, listen. It's time for us to rise up and take our place. All right, just want to make sure that I didn't miss any other questions in the chat. So as questions come up, please put them in the chat. I may not be able to see them immediately, but I will make sure to star them so that I can come on back. Yes, hashtag MySpace. Baby, we telling our age, but baby, remember when you used to put the little video on there? You know what I mean? They put the HTML, have your own little layout. Baby, stop playing. Stay focused now. I'm going to start your question too, Audrey. Okay, we're coming back. So here we are in AI Studio. Remember we talked about maybe a specific problem that we want to solve or build? Now, in the document that I shared earlier today, in the QR code, this is our lab. So it's almost like a Jupyter notebook, but it's not. It's just basically a guide that allows you to just walk through this workshop again on your own. And you can obviously see the tools that's going to be covered and all that kind of stuff. I also put use cases here for each kind of scholar. So digital marketing, what you can do, IT automation, what you can do, data analytics, blah, 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 advanced data analytics, business intelligence, and so on and so forth. And again, it does give you like a high level overview of what you can leverage Google AI Studio to help with, specifically with Gemini and or NVIDIA as well. And again, and this is like just a very general suggestion. There's so much more that both tools can totally do. But what can we do to discover that? We can ask Gemini or Claude, what can you do with these tools? And they will tell you. And then from there, you can literally build, okay? So I just want to make sure that, again, everyone has access to this doc as well. Basically, it is on my what's it called? It's on my link tree. So if you have my link tree, those docs are there. Let me just make sure that I drop it in the chat. I just want to make sure that before I actually fully build, that everybody's in the same page. Okay. You can totally build games with NVIDIA's models. Absolutely. That's like one of the things that they're super famous and known for. Mm-hmm. Your browser has lost connection to your screen. Oh God, hold on. Can you all hear me? Okay. Let me know if you all can hear me because it's telling me that the browser lost something. I don't know. I want to make sure that everybody's still here. We still tuned in. Can I get I don't know. Let me get a smiley emoji. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Hector. Shout out to you for being plugged in. All right, moving along strong. So everyone should be able to have this doc. This is what doc is this? What did I call it, Lord? Okay, yeah. Build Rel AI projects. And this is your scholar guide. Okay, so I see some folks here, they're tuned in and all the things. All right, so I am actually gonna do I'm gonna do a random project. I'm not gonna do anything here because I want you all to try that, but I'm gonna come to Google AI Studio and you should be you might see something like this. What you need to do is go to build. So Playground allows you to, again, like it's almost like a sandbox. So you can actually play around with some agents. You can play around with some models when it comes to code generation, chatbot, and all that kind of stuff. But we don't want to be in the playground. We want to be in the build. So make sure that you are in build. Okay. Let me know if we are here in build. All right. So when you're in build, you'll notice that there is a chat box here. This is the interface that allows you to prompt your app or your idea specifically. It will give you some pre-made choices here or selections, so feel free to leverage that as well. But for today, we're going to be prompting in here, and then we're going to kind of build from there. Some things that are super important to just note, just again, the left panel will show you the gallery, other apps that you may already have launched, which of course I don't have anything here, and then any other project that you might have been working on previously. This is what I was just kind of playing around with before our session today. But again, you all probably don't have anything underneath here. You do have the ability to search down here. You have the ability to also see what is new. So if you ever wanted to just see what new things or new features that they've launched with AI Studio, you can totally do that. And again, see how they always say try in Playground, because that is your sandbox and you can just kind of get your hands dirty there. If you needed a specific API key, this is what you would do here to get that API key, like with Gemini and so on and so forth. And then again, anything specifically within settings, if you wanted to have the dark theme or align with your system. I love dark mode personally. I didn't even know I could do that with it. Submitting the prompt as well, and all these other things. So again, customize it to your liking, but want to make sure that everybody feels comfortable about how to leverage it and how to navigate. Obviously, also over here we have the settings gear. This is where you can choose your model specifically. So you can do the latest Pro, Flash, or Flashlight, or you can just put the specific one that you want. You'll see all of that there. Of course, there are systems instructions, and we talked about that last week. So let me clear my systems instructions because, child, as you see, that was from last week. But you have the ability to write your own. You can also have an uploaded version of instruction files. And of course, you can get this from where? You can ask Gemini to get you or to create this for you for whatever project that you'll be developing as well. So again, all these tools and everything kind of interconnects. I'm just going to save changes because, yeah. You have the ability to choose what framework you want, a React, a Next.js, or Angular. So for those of you who may or may not know about this, I don't think it's that necessary to go into. But again, I'm going to give you that space for you to just dive in to see like what the difference of these are. And all that you need to do is just literally take a screenshot of all of this and just drag and drop it into Gemini, and it will literally help you to do that. So again, I want you all to be thinking about how can I fully adopt AI into my life where, I feel super comfortable with leveraging it, whether that's just Gemini, the web app, whether it's AI Studio, which we're getting ready to get into, and Notebook LM, which we talked about last week as well. And I'm currently using my AirPods, so that's what's here. But normally it would be this or whatever source you have. And I'm on Pro, so you probably will or may not see this. But if you are, cool, and if not, it's no deal. All right, so now we're moving along strong. I'm just gonna do a random thing. So, let's say, let's say we wanted to. What kind of problem do I want to solve? Let me actually, maybe I should get it from the chat. What kind of problem should we solve, y'all? What kind of problem should we solve? Let me pause. It's going a bit too fast. Understandable. Okay, let me just make sure. Okay, I'll just take a pause because I want to make sure that I know everybody's going to have different levels, but I just want to make sure. Oh, this is good. I like that. I'm going to save that. So again, in the guide, it walks you through everything you need to know. So I'll just kind of click on that. I know I'm gonna have to just jump right in, but I'm trying to go as slow as possible so everybody follows. So in this guide, again, it's a step-by-step guide. So I'm not how do you say, I'm not naive to think that everybody's going to be able to grasp everything. Sometimes you do need some extra time to just understand what's going on, especially if it's super new. And I also know that I am a New Yorker, so I may be speaking fast. Please also let me know that in the chat if I need to slow down my speed. But I wanted to give you all, again, examples of what you can do for your own projects within your own scope, okay? And then from there below, it talks about how you can do that. Now here I talk about doing it from a YouTube video because we're all on YouTube and maybe there's certain things that you have been like trying to learn more about. You can literally take that YouTube video, put it into Studio or Gemini and kind of go from there. But I'm giving you the super, super bare bones version today. I'm not walking through the whole, YouTube video and defining the project and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, all this stuff here is step by step, and you should be able to walk through each of these steps on your own. And of course, this video will be here for you all to kind of reference back to. Okay. But also, I'm going to come on back officially now. So I did see some stuff in the chat. Let me see what we saw. Sending customer emails to review businesses on Google Review. Okay. Improve attention span, take care of our mental health, and avoid doom scrolling. Oh, girl, that's good too. So many good ones. Dang, those are good, but those might be too involved for today. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it chill. We're gonna keep it chill so that you guys can just see at a high level what it can do, and then of course you can apply your own use cases. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an app that analyzes weather, traffic, weather and traffic patterns as a user heads to work and suggests a playlist, to I don't know, I want to say something about mood, but I'm trying to think. Should it be like, if it's rainy, should it be like a pumped up, fast paced, fast tempo playlist? Or if it's rainy, should it be something like R&B, like slow jazz, like vibey? You know what I mean? Maybe people could just complete it like this to match their mood and commute time. Let's say it's something like this. And again, I know that I just told you all to have more of a polished prompt. I'm just showing you what it can do, even if it is unpolished. But for you all, we want you to be excellent. This is just a demo. So I'm just going to press enter. Let's see what it's going to do. Okay. Now, for you all as well, you can, like you probably saw previously that there was like a plus sign and also a microphone icon. The plus sign means that you can upload docs. I think I showed you all that last week. And then the And then the microphone is what you can text. You can use a speech to text. Okay, as you all can see, it generated an app, but it's asking me for my input when it comes to the design. So it's asking if I wanted to do like a bento kind of grid. Do I want it to be like a geometric balance? Do I want it to be elegant and dark? Maybe an immersive. Oh, this is cute. An immersive UI or like a vibrant. This is too loud because if it's raining outside, this is doing too much. So let's get a vote. What are y'all saying in the chat? Which one should we go for? Let me see. Which one should we go for? We had this one here is the what is it, Lord? It's the elegant and dark. We have the geometric balance. We have the bento grid. We have the immersive UI, and we also have a vibrant palette. I think I'm liking the immersive UI, but I want to see what y'all are thinking. Immersive. Okay, I see immersive, elegant, dark. Oh, elegant dark is winning. Lord, okay. I see some immersive UIs. What else? Immersive, elegant, dark. Immersive. Okay. It's given. Yeah, I'm thinking immersive is winning. So we're going to click immersive and we're going to click to select this design. It's going to continue to do all the things, and you'll notice that it's developing the code here. So the config doc, the environment example, the metadata JSON, again, different folders for services with the Gemini service, the weather service, TS, and also the app itself. We also have the components for the sidebar and so on and so forth. Now, as it's generating, what I want to show you over here is you have the ability to publish directly, like as like a, an app where it will give you a URL where anybody who clicks on that URL will be able to interact with the app. And also you have the ability to share. So when you click share, hold on, I don't want to click something and then we're almost there. Okay, it's doing what it needs to do. But if you wanted to share, you had the ability to, like I said, publish, go to versions. This is where we're going to do the secrets to add those API keys. But this is where you also add your GitHub as well. So you can call this, let's call this, we can call it Muse. Muse? We'll call it Muse. Yeah, we'll call it Muse. And then you can put a description. Again, this can be generated with Gemini. I'm going to say music app. That I don't know, that takes in mood, but also music app. I'm saying for the commuter, for the vibey commuter. We'll call it like that. Bam. Now, of course, it should be better, but don't be like me and do this. But you have the ability to make it public or private. I'll click private for now. I'll click on create GitHub repository. And then as you can see, it's syncing all the changes. This is my GitHub. And again, you have the ability to tell it what changes it makes. This is basically just the message. So for GitHub, if you were leveraging Terminal, which again, not everybody here is technical, but if you were just using your own interface to create these different scripts, programming scripts, you always want to commit to GitHub with a message so that anybody who is using or viewing, your portfolio on GitHub or your profile on GitHub understands why you committed that change or why did you add specific code. And that, again, that's just your message. So you can, do all the things. I normally just take my README and ask it to give me a commit message, or if I'm like committing, so I don't want to make it so high level and so technical, but in practice, depending on whatever is in my Git diff, so any specific changes that I've made on my Git status, so if I modified specific files and I'm like, oh, okay, I modified this file because I wanted to increase token usage, or I modified this file because I wanted to edit the copy that's going to be displayed in my conference. Girl, sit down. Sorry, that's the cat. But anyway, you have the ability to make those messages here. And this is just an example of, again, what can be added or what can be created for this kind of app. So anyway, I'm going to click stage and commit all changes. And again, this is a high level overview of what I'm doing. You all should understand, even if you are non-technical, what each of these specific aspects are. So if you don't know what stage and commit means, put it into Gemini and ask it to describe what that means. If you don't understand what a commit message is, please make sure that you go on GitHub and do that. So I'm just going to click stage and commit all changes. Hopefully I don't interrupt what's going on here, because technically I know it's not done. Okay, so no changes to commit because we aren't done. Okay, that's fine. Now, as it's doing its thing in the background, this is something that I want to talk about when it comes to adding secrets. First, you need to make sure that you definitely have your Gemini API key. Technically, they would want us to have it connected to a cloud project, or you can just create a new key. So I'm just going to create a new key. I'm going to call it, what am I going to call it? I'll call it for Muse. And it's asking like where to put it, but we can create another folder or project folder, and we can call this Muse as well. Ooh, hold on. Like just, name it the actual name of the project. We're creating a new project here. And then from there, where's my project? I don't know. Okay, I'll just click that then. I don't know why I didn't save, but it's fine. We'll create a new key. And now you have successfully created a Gemini key specifically to be used for Muse. What does this mean? If you have any use of AI, it will use Gemini to either generate text, video, whatever it is, or even interact with your app. Now, again, we're going to add NVIDIA, but of course we have to first add the native key, which is going to be the Gemini API key. What you can do is just click done, and it automatically just saves here. You can toggle for visibility. I'm not going to do that for security reasons, but here is where you're going to go ahead and add your NVIDIA key. So let's say, for instance, we did NVIDIA underscore API underscore key. This is the placeholder instead of having the entire key value exposed. So when you do go to your build.nvidia.com and click to get an API key, which let me go back and show you what that looks like again. Let me come here. The API keys, this is where you're going to go. You're going to come up here to your little icon, or like mine was J for just Chanel. You're going to click on API keys, and then from there you should be able to see a big screen or big like kind of pop up, and then up in the upper right hand corner it should say like get API key or something like that. Okay, let me come back here. Okay. Oh, the chat is covering it. My bad, y'all. Okay. Let me come on back over here. So yeah, I'm trying to make sure, but anyway, I hope you all can see it over here. Again, where you can have that there. Same thing with GitHub as well. These are the files that were changed and edited. Blah, blah, blah. This is what it will add, unless you have anything else that you specifically want to add. But again, I can click stage and commit all changes, and it will do just that, and it will send it to GitHub. Now, if I wanted to go to GitHub for you all to see if Muse is on my GitHub, let me show you. My Lord. Let me go to my, okay, yeah. So remember before it said 11, now it says 12. As you can see, Muse is now here. It shows that it was done in TypeScript. As you can see, Google AI Studio, blah, blah, blah. Now, this is not a good README. Your README should be way better than this. If you want an example of that, you can obviously look at my other READMEs. Let me do something like, I'll do Orbit. That's the recent project that I was working on. So something like this. You don't have to be as extra with me, but like you can use something like this where, you want to do something fun. You can ask, again, Gemini to create like a fun README title. You want to like make sure that it's organized. You want to make sure that, it talks about the architecture. Again, for those of you who are not as technical, you don't have to do, you don't have to do as much. But for those of you who are technical, you have the ability to, kind of outline and highlight like why you did certain things, why you deployed, and so on and so forth. So I didn't want to make this so technical, but again, just wanted to give you guys an overview of what you can do and how, again, Google AI Studio allows you to build directly in the app and then directly deploy to, I shouldn't say deploy, but basically push your code directly to GitHub. And as you can see, that pre-made description or the message literally came here. Unless you wanted to make your own personalized message, you can type over it, but it leverages AI to create its own GitHub commit messages for you. So you can see, let me see, like the JSONs, like see how it added Google Maps for the map key and all that kind of stuff, and so on and so forth. So let's come back to the project and let's see what's happening here. So it's saying I need a Google Maps API. So get an API key and it will walk you through how to do that. So now I need to copy this placeholder for the secret, come to share, go to secrets, add it here, bam, and then I need to go and get the Google Maps platform API key. Now, in order to get that API key, you have to go, I think it's like Google Developer, but you know what I'm gonna do in real time? We're gonna go to Gemini because I don't know where to find that API key. Hold on, share this tab. Where can I get a Google Maps API key? Okay, in the Google Cloud Console. So I do believe that if you do open up a Google or a skills.google account, is it skills.google or is it Google? I don't know, but long story short, they do give you some free credits. So you should be able to, get that API key directly from here. Like as you can see, it walks you through everything that you need to know and where you need to generate those keys. And again, how you need to copy, save it, and keep it secure. Oh yeah, see, they offer a recurring $200 monthly credit. So that's for free. So you all have that as well. Okay. So once we do that, and which I probably should do now, actually, let me do that now because I also need to add my NVIDIA key. Let me go to Cloud Console. Okay. Here we are. We're gonna open. I'm gonna do like a new project. We'll call this Muse. We'll call this, I think I had like a trial. Yep. We'll just call it Chanel and create. Let's go to the project here. Okay, no organization. Lord have mercy. Hold on. Okay, I guess we'll keep this. Let's go to, what did it tell me? It told me to go to the Maps API. APIs and services. So APIs and services is down here. You want to enable APIs, and I'm doing this quickly. But as you can see, I didn't know, but the Maps API popped right up, which we love to see. I think they told me to use places. So anyway, again, just showing you, let me just enable it. But just showing you again how you can troubleshoot in real time as well, because I've never leveraged Maps to do any of this. So I guess they want to know what we're doing. So we'll just say education. We'll just say we just need to add the API key. I'll say to visualize data on the map, place details on the map, blah, blah, blah. That's okay. No code. We're just going to drag and drop, and it's a web. And we're going to press OK, and there we go. So yes. So again, you'll, oh Lord, it exposed my whole API key. Well, there we have it. Oh, I didn't want to stop sharing. But anywho, let me come on back. You obviously have now, like I was able to show you how you can get that API key, and you can put it on your project. So I'll generate another one. But you now have the ability to know how to generate your own. Okay. Cool. So I just added that, and as you all can see, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. So now we have the ability, let's say want to put in, I don't know, let's say we want to go to, oh, let's put Yankee Stadium on Yankee Stadium because the Yankees are doing great. Shout out to the Yankees. Let's say our destination is, where do we want to go for work? I don't know. Let's say we want to go to Empire State Building. Let's say that. Empire State Building because people be over there. State Building. And let's say we have an energetic vibe. This page didn't load because the maps see JavaScript. Oh man. Okay. So again, in real time, let's see what's happening here. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this in real time. And then it says to see the JavaScript content with details. Let me open up the console. Actually, that's a lot for us to do right now. But anyway, I'm not gonna be too long-winded here. But again, if it's showing us that there's an issue with the code, of course, it's saying that it didn't load the Google Maps. Wherever the maps display is, that's where you can troubleshoot and see where maybe there's a call fail. You can also add some logging messages as well. And you have the ability to like copy this and you can paste it directly into Gemini. You can also prompt here and say, hey, the maps. What did it say? I'm just gonna actually add the screenshot that I just took. Oh, hold on. Okay. Let's add that. Let's see what it will do. Let's see what it's gonna tell me. Hopefully it'll give me some suggestions on how to edit this. But anyway, I hope this was helpful and insightful for how you can do that. While it does that, the same way that I went to Google Console to add the API key, let's make sure that we do that as well. And we're going to add that into the project itself. I'm going to come back to the commute window so that I don't expose my API key. But I'm going to click Generate API Key. I'm going to put in Muse. I'm going to click Generate. I'm going to copy said key. And remember how we did it. We went to Secrets up here. Oh, hold on, wait. We don't want to. Okay, there we go. Secrets. And you can add an API key. NVIDIA. API key. And then you can add your secret value here. Okay. So, I want to make sure I'm not missing any questions. So let's make sure I get space for that as well. I think we may just need to have like a nice virtual day where we just have like a build-a-thon, so it doesn't feel as rushed. Okay, I'm trying to grab some questions. Okay, so I'm gonna pause. Yeah, I'm doing it in real time. Yeah, the step-by-step, again, for those of you who may be recently joining, the step-by-step guide is actually in my link tree. So this is the step-by-step guide that walks everyone through everything. Now, I just did a random project, but you all have the ability to use different use cases here according to your Scholar profile, as you all can see. And then it also will show you at a high level what you can leverage AI Studio versus NVIDIA's NIM to do. And again, NVIDIA's NIMs, their inference microservices, they are amazing. They have incredible amounts of models, different kinds of models that can do so many different things. So this is a high level overview. This is not the end all be all. If you want to know more about all the things that various models can do for you, leveraging, again, NVIDIA's NIM, please feel free to go to their website, build.nvidia.com, to learn more about that. I wish I had more time because I feel like, I guess I'm feeling a little anxious because I'm like, man, I wish we can kind of troubleshoot this a little bit more in real time, but I know that it's already been over an hour. And I did want to create some space and time for us for a Q&A. So yeah, before I guess officially I'm going to jump into Q&A, but I want to show you here, like I uploaded a screenshot of what the error was. And as you can see, it already begun to edit for me. So it says, hey, I removed a restriction that might have caused issues with how the map container was being generated. But since you're seeing the oops, something went wrong message directly from Google Maps, there are a few things in the API key, on the API key side that you need to check. And it will basically help you with troubleshooting, okay? So I want for you all, like if you do go through something like this, that, you know, your project may not work on the first run, like how mine semi-worked, but then, you know, we had issues. And that is real life, that is okay. Your job as an elite technical leader, whether you are fully technical or non-technical, is to be a problem solver. Leverage AI to help you with problem solving in real time, okay? As you can see, it will also lead you to exactly what you can do, how you can get to the console, how you can copy and paste different error messages, and then you can take those messages and paste them here. And again, Gemini within AI Studio will fix it for you. So you don't have to feel like you have to be the one to find a bug. Leverage AI to find the bugs for you, okay? Cool, cool. I am going to officially come on back. I'm going to come here so that you all can access again the guide and the workshop. And I'm going to hopefully get to these questions as well. Okay. Yes, please feel free to come back and rewatch this. I know it will definitely help with re-solidifying knowledge. Yes, you can come back and rewatch. Okay, for the attendance, oh, thanks for saying hi, Glory. Yes, Glory doing the most and making her presence known. Anyway, the attendance link, if you guys can just put a message in the Slack channel, we'll get that attendance to you. Again, I can't fix any of that now because I'm here. Okay, yeah, thank you so much for highlighting that, Hector. Okay, another question. So I'm assuming that the Gemini key is the primary key that the app uses. That's correct. That is absolutely correct. And then it uses the NVIDIA. Yes, exactly. So what I did not have a chance to do today was actually put in the prompt. I want to leverage NVIDIA's NIM to do X, Y, and Z. So what I would encourage you all to do is to make sure that you make that explicit in your prompt when you are building with Google AI Studio, so that it can actually put the placeholder NVIDIA API key, like how I had, and then from there it would power the app to do whatever specifically you needed to do. Good question. So I talked about enabling Firebase for the database. For this, you do not have to do that because again, the goal is to leverage AI Studio as a prototyping space. You can literally just create JSONs as like quote unquote like a database for you, or like a CSV file, like anywhere where you would naturally store data locally. You can just create that in a file, and that would be like again as a prototype to show like your employer or your recruiter like what you would envision, like how a database integration would be in your system, in your architect system or architected system design. Yes, definitely feel free to rewatch it. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you can totally do that. Like create an app with the NTA and you can I think they may have an open API key that you can actually use. I know New York City has open data that you can use as well. And they also have an open API key too. So feel free. Yeah, all of these API keys are free. So you can literally build whatever you want to build. iOS, Android, web, all the things. Again, the step-by-step guides are here. So if you use your phone to scan the QR code here for the attendee guide, that is a step-by-step guide that it will take you through everything. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely here for a build-a-thon too. Okay, build-a-thon. Well, you all know that we are doing a hackathon in New York. So if you are in the States, in New York City particularly, we invite you to come. We're doing it with Google Cloud, thinking CUNY and all the things. You don't have to be a CUNY student or an alum to come. Everyone is welcome to come. Make sure you click RSVP, because if you click interested, that is not an RSVP. It's just like letting us know that you may potentially want to come. But if you really want to come and you want us to create space for you, please make sure that you click RSVP, and we'll make sure to do that. But if you all want to come and build in real life, especially for the climate, because we just talked about weather. I didn't even know that. So shout out to the Lord for incorporating that. We can, you can build something cute like that, or like you can build a sustainable solution when it comes to climate, energy, air, all that kind of stuff. Okay. So please, hold on. This is it here. Make sure that you head over to our Instagram or our LinkedIn. You should see something like this here, and you'll be able to know that. Okay, moving along strong. Yes, step by step. Wonderful resource. Yep, awesome. I'm actually very curious. Okay, great question. So you're actually curious on how to connect this with. Okay, so honestly, I'm going to personally say like maybe AI Studio would not be the best to do that kind of work. I think you should do that with VS Code or like another IDE that can handle like production. Again, this is for prototyping. So if you're looking to build portfolio projects, yes, Google AI Studio is a great way to start. But if you're actually trying to build a long-term project that can turn into something production ready, I would encourage you to use a different kind of platform. But you can still leverage and access, obviously, Gemini. You can also power it with NVIDIA's NIMs as well. And I would encourage you to go on, I think it's developers.nvidia.com. If you want to look into robotics and what they're doing with robotics, that would probably be great. Okay, moving along strong. Yes, you can totally watch this back again. We already talked about the attendance leak, so I'm not going to be long-winded about that. Any other questions? I didn't see too much. You all are so welcome. I wish I had more space to really do more, but I know we're at time. Can NVIDIA be used for vulnerability testing? Absolutely. NVIDIA actually created so a part of the architecture with their NIMs, a part of that has to do with compliance, security, and safety. So they are absolutely leveraged really, really well with vulnerability testing. And I encourage you to try it out. Build a project, ask Gemini what kind of project can you use to test NVIDIA's various models or fine-tune models with other production core models, like models at the core, like Llama, DeepSeek, Mistral, and things like that. And you can, maybe do like an A/B test to see which ones have, the best percentage for vulnerability testing. Oh, no worries at all. It's my pleasure. I hope you all felt like you learned something today. I hope you all feel comfortable now to get started on your own as well. I know that it was pretty deep, so take your time. Yes, we're looking to do a world tour, world tour, but definitely in the US. So I hope to see you all in person as well. While you were in the building, I was wondering where cybersecurity. Yeah. So like I said, a lot of NVIDIA's models have all of that built into them as like a service. So a microservice, like they have core models in them, but they also come as like a package with other things. Like, so if you were to get a package shipped to you, right? Let's say you get a computer shipped to you, the computer is not just in there, right? There's the foam, the styrofoam, there's the cords and all these other things. So that's literally what like a microservice is, specifically with these NIMs. So you have the model, but you also have all the other components that make the model safe to use. Make sure that it doesn't have like, it basically addresses latency, performance, scalability, all those kinds of stuff as well. So I encourage you all to read more into that too. Like I said, I've just been leaning in. Yes, please enjoy class, and do all the things. I've recently been diving into NVIDIA's tech stack over the last 2 or so months, and I've really been really excited about what they're doing. Yeah, don't be overwhelmed. I think, like I said, use Gemini to take things step by step. Again, it is a lot to be overwhelmed with, but you have control over how much you let yourself become overwhelmed. I think being overwhelmed is at the core. At the core of being overwhelmed is fear. So I want you to free yourself of fear and to think, hey, like I can do this. I can not only do this, but I am strong. I am capable. And I'm going to take my time to master this. And as you continue to rewire your mind for that, because I think change also is scary and it invokes fear. And of course, change at the speed of light. I can only imagine how much emotion that evokes as well. But take your time and pace yourself through it all as well. Yes, yes. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully next time we can, like I said, we can have a build-a-thon where I can go a little bit more in depth. I know, because I'm gonna tell you guys, I also was very scared of NVIDIA and their technology, baby. I mean, up until literally at the beginning of this year, until I told myself that I'm not gonna be afraid, I'm gonna try. And I'm still learning. I may not know everything. I may not know, like, all of the models right now or all of the different technologies a part of their stack. But I want you all to know that it's possible for you all to do it too, because I am doing it, right? And I was also someone who was afraid and didn't think I could ever be a part of this ecosystem. So I just want to say that. That's a good question. Do you feel like you can do anything with AI? I really hope this session shows you that you can, and it's super easy. All you have to do is just do a little click, 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 and boom, press enter. Oh my gosh, you built something? Yay! That is amazing. Amazing. So next Wednesday, I won't be here, but we will have a guest. We're going to talk about AI safety. So for those of you who are, into cybersecurity and safety and making sure things are compliant, this is the time where you all can come out and shine. We can't wait to see you all there as well. I'm super excited. I think these are the workshops that I really love so much. And again, especially when it comes to prototyping and just getting your hands dirty, I want you all to know that you can do it. You can do it. I'm so glad you all learned so much. You know how you can have your own personal expectation and you're like, man, it didn't do what I wanted it to do. But sometimes you can just, put too much pressure on yourself. So don't put pressure on yourself. Be free. And even if it was one thing that you learned new today, that means that you just got 1% better. And that's all we can ever ask from ourselves, right? So hey, Zinzi. Absolutely. Great workshop. What would I pay to shut it? Girl, listen, that is powerful. That is powerful. I give God the glory. But yes, like I said, we have open roles on the team. So if you guys want to pull up, please feel free. We have so many open roles on our team. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Your apps are working. I love that. This counts as week 2 for a workshop. Workshops for week 2. I'm so glad. Amazing. Yes, you can put your mind to whatever you. It's a testament. Oh, you said I'm a testament. Amen, Zinzi. Girl, I thought you said it was a testament. I was reading wrong. Anyway, I'm so proud of you all. Thanks so much for extending yourselves and extending your mind to dive into this today. I'm looking forward to seeing you all next week. Next week, same time, actually, next week is going to be 2:00 Eastern Standard Time because our partner is actually in the UK. So we're super excited. Like I said, it's going to be next week, 2 p.m. We will send out those invites for you all as well. It's going to be all about what exactly, Jesus? AI safety. So for those of you who may or haven't seen it, please feel free. It's going to be hosted with girls who machine learn, and it's going to be with an incredible person as well. So make sure that you register for our Workshop Wednesday series with girls who ML. All right, y'all. I wish you all a wonderful rest of the day. This will be ready for you guys to watch as soon as we end the stream. It'll be here for you all to see. Oh my gosh, we have some folks on LinkedIn. Shout out to the LinkedIn family. Thanks for pulling up and pulling through. We see you. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Think I've been here before. I know that I must have met you in a past life. Got my heart on the floor.